सारे बच्चे घरों को वापस आ गए। फिर आपका सारा ये किस तरह?
In 1999, Lahore police were going about their usual routine when something horrifying crossed their desk. A letter, typed and signed by a man claiming responsibility for 100 child murders. My count ends at 100. My mission is complete. My message will reach the entire world. I will make hundreds cry. I sent their children to the next world, without a shroud, into the gutters. Along with the letter were the names, ages, addresses of 11 missing children, and details of how each one was murdered, how long it took the acid to dissolve their bodies, and finally a chilling address, house number 16-B, Ravi Road, Lahore. Deputy Superintendent of Police Tariq and a team rushed to the location. A man opened the door, Javed Iqbal, 38 years old. They questioned him briefly, but suddenly Javed pulled out a gun, pressed it to his temple, and warned, "If you don't leave, I'll shoot myself." The officers backed off. They didn't arrest him, search the house, or even follow up. To them, it sounded too outrageous to be real. Could this strange, quiet man really be a mass child killer? Days later, a mysterious parcel was dropped outside the office of Daily Jang, one of Pakistan's largest newspapers. It was addressed to crime reporter Jamil Chishti. Inside, photographs of dozens of young boys, a severed hand with writing on it, and another letter, this time more disturbing than the first. Today I completed the goal of murdering 100 children. You will find their pictures enclosed. Who they were, where they came from. I want the world to know. This is my confession, and you'll find all evidence in my home. Jamil Chishti rushed to the Ravi Road house. The front door was locked. He climbed the wall, and what he saw inside was every parent's worst nightmare. There were 85 pairs of children's shoes, a sack full of kids' clothes, multiple drums filled with acid, reeking of death. When he opened one of the drums, he saw partially dissolved human remains floating inside. His hands were burned by the acid. On the walls, cards were pinned with notes about each, names, dates, methods. One read, "Some bodies I didn't fully dissolve, so their pictures could be taken." The investigation spread across Lahore. Panic gripped the city. Parents feared sending their children to school. Then, on December 30, 1999, the killer himself walked into the Daily Jang office. "I am Javed Iqbal, killer of 100 children." He confessed, calmly, with no remorse. For the next few hours, he told journalists every gruesome detail. How he selected children, how he gained their trust, how he raped and murdered them, and how he dissolved their bodies in acid. He said, "Just as my mother cried for me, I wanted 100 mothers to cry. That was my revenge." Born in 1956, Javed Iqbal was the sixth of 8 children in a wealthy household in Lahore. His father gave him a business at a young age, and he lived comfortably. But there were warning signs early on. He had an unhealthy obsession with his mother. If anyone touched her belongings, he would hurt himself. He opened a video game arcade where children gathered after school. He used it to lure boys. He would throw a note on the ground and accuse whoever picked it up of stealing. Then he'd take them to a back room and sexually assault them. Later, he opened a gym and an aquarium, all designed to attract children. Javed had homosexual pedophilic tendency. He was attracted to boys, and he used money and manipulation to get close to them. Despite this, he was married twice. Both marriages lasted only a year. In 1997, he brought home an 18-year-old boy from Data Darbar, a large Sufi shrine in Lahore. That night, the boy attacked him with a rifle butt while he slept after being assaulted. Police arrived to find Javed bleeding from the head. He was arrested, beaten in custody, and charged with sexual assault. His family abandoned him, except for his mother, who wept over his condition. A psychologist later said that night awakened the rage inside him. He had never experienced violence before. It changed him. Javed sold his property, rented a house on Ravi Road, and began his revenge. Between mid-1998 and late 1999, Lahore saw a terrifying wave of disappearances. 100 children went missing in 147 days. Here was his process. Number 1. He lured boys from streets, shrines, and bus stops with promises of food or shelter. Number 2. He fed them well, then sexually assault them. Number 3. He strangled them with a metal chain. Number 4. He photographed them, both alive and dead. Number 5. He dissolved their bodies in acid drums to leave no evidence. He kept their clothes, shoes, and ID cards as trophies. He claimed, "I did it for revenge. Just like I was humiliated, I wanted them to suffer." Javed Iqbal was arrested and charged along with 3 accomplices. Sajid Ahmed, a teenage accomplice, Nadim, sentenced to 186 years, Sabir, only 13 years old at the time. On February 18, 2000, Javed Iqbal was formally indicted. Though he confessed multiple times, he later changed his story. He said he confessed only to bring attention to street children. Then he said 20 men came to his home and killed the children. Finally, he claimed no one was killed. It was a publicity stunt. The court rejected all claims. Judge Ala Baksh Ranja delivered a verdict never before seen in Pakistan's legal history. Javed Iqbal shall be strangled with the same chains he used on his victims. His body shall be cut into 100 pieces and dissolved in acid, the same way he treated those children. Human rights groups condemned the sentence as barbaric. The Interior Minister called it a violation of the Constitution. Foreign embassies raised concern. Javed's lawyer received death threats and resigned. Then, on October 8, 2001, inside Kotlakpat jail, Javed Iqbal and Sajid were found dead in their cell, allegedly by suicide, using their shirts to hang themselves. But CCTV footage from 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. was missing. The prison guard claimed he was asleep. The exact circumstances of their deaths remain a mystery. What remains today? Only 57 children could be identified. Most others were dissolved completely. Even after 2 decades, the trauma still lingers in Lahore. Parents who lost their children have never recovered. Javed Iqbal wasn't just a serial killer. He exposed a systemic failure, the neglect of street children, the silence of society, and the cracks in the justice system. The horror he unleashed still echoes in the public consciousness and raises a question that may never be answered. How many more monsters are walking among us, unnoticed?